media in association with Boxro here at the Rainham Boxing Club with Johnny Hedges. Johnny, you've got a fight coming up on the 29th. Just tell the fans about that before we talk about probably the hottest subject in boxing this year.
Yeah, so back out on the 29th. Looking forward to it, man. Like, obviously in my last performance, got a great knockout. Fight before that had a knockout as well. So I'm kind of on a run of knockouts this year. So it'd be nice to get the ball rolling, and please go get another one.
Good man. You've obviously, because one of the things people are questioning about you early in your career are, can this guy punch? You've shown that he can now, and the skills have always been there. So do you feel like everything's coming together now?
Yeah, coming together massively. Like I say, I'm always in the gym. I stay in the gym. I stay a busy fighter, and I fight as many opportunities as I can get as possible. Eddie knows that. I'm always ready. I'll fight world class. I've been sparring world class fighters. I've been sparring Guido today. Unbelievable heavyweight. So getting big rounds in, and yeah, only ways up. Like.
I saw you enjoying that because obviously being a lot lighter, you were obviously had the speed advantage on him. So did you enjoy making him miss?
Yeah, exactly. He's got a good 3-4 stone on me. So if I stand there, I'm going to know about him if I get hit. So it's more about moving and picking me shots when I do have the opportunity, letting a few backhands go, and they got off some of them. So I was happy with that performance and that spar today.
Good man. So let's talk about it, man. Conor Benn this week, obviously the biggest fight of his life, unfortunately got tested for a adverse finding in a drugs test. What was your first reaction when you heard the news?
Mate, gutted to be fair with you, because not only about this fight, obviously I was looking forward to the fight the weekend, but mate, Conor's someone I look up to, and he's a very good fighter, and I was privileged to be on his undercard twice. So I hope that it's a bit of a misunderstanding, and he can prove himself to be clean, just because of he's been a lovely person. He's helped me a lot in my career, and he's a good role model. I always believe the work ethic he's put in from the start to finish is unbelievable. And probably something like myself, when he first come to the pro game, he weren't where he got a lot of criticism, weren't where he should be, but look where he's at now. So hopefully he can get this all behind him.
Could you tell me like how did Conor help you? Because I like the fans to know.
Yeah, so with Conor, like, obviously when he first turned pro, he took a lot of stick. If everyone remembers his debut, it weren't up the scratch, everyone kept saying. So after my debut, I kind of felt like I was in the same boat as Conor. We had a lot of pressure on big platforms, and literally Eddie went, I know what card I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on Conor's undercard, because he's been there. Just being around him, without him even knowing he's helping me, he's helped me. So in that sort of understanding, I hope he gets through it. But please God, it is just a misunderstanding. So I'd hate to know he has cheated the system.
I'm going to put you on the spot now. And if it does come out that obviously it was something that he's done deliberately or whatever, whether he's took it without knowledge or etc., how would that make you feel?
If he's took it, there's no other way of saying it. Listen, this sport's dangerous as it is. So if he has cheated, unfortunately he should be knocked off where he's at, and it's obviously proven until found guilty. But if he has cheated, then that should be him done. In my fairness, so I think cheating is the worst thing you can do in the sport. So the script should be ripped up, and that should be you go find another job sort of thing, because it's life's at risk at the end of the day. And
does it scare you as a young fighter as well, knowing that how easily you could take something that could fuck everything up, basically?
Yeah, like do you know what? I've always turned a blind eye to it. Like, that drink there ain't gonna hurt you. But even silly protein powders and things like this, they've got little bits in what maybe you shouldn't have. So you've got to check nowadays. And I see an old interview from Conor, if you see it circulating on Sky Sports, when he was saying, you've got to look at your vitamin C tablets and things like this. So I hope this ain't going to come back up when I'm older. Do you know what I mean? But it's like one of the things, you have got to be on the ball. If you've got a good team around you, you shouldn't need to do much yourself. So that's all I'd say.
And obviously with regards to how it was handled, obviously Eddie's had a lot of criticism online with regards to trying to get the fight to go ahead. Do you think the right decision was made? Yeah, definitely. Like I put a comment on Eddie's post, and I think I got something like 800 likes on for my comment, because it's obviously gutting for all fight fans and boxing fans and the undercard especially. All them people put big money into their training camp, and they're not going to get paid. So it's a lot worse for them at the end of the day. But come on, if you cheat, you cheat. You can't. If that carried on this time, how many times can you let it go? Then poor old Jarrell Miller shouldn't have got his sacrifice, because cheating's cheating. It doesn't matter how much you cheat by. And that's the way I look at it. And then just so the fans can understand, obviously being a young fighter yourself, and there were a lot of upcoming fighters on that undercard. What is the typical cost of a training camp? How much, so people can try and understand how much people are lost out on? Yeah, so I say it in terms of myself. So I live near Stansted Airport. So Stansted Airport to the gym is about a 50-minute drive, give and go an hour. So I do that every day of the week, 6-7 times. So you've got that cost there and back. Then sometimes you might do twice a day. So you go home, come back again. You've got your food expenses, you've got your nutritionist, you've got your S&C coach. I've got my coach, Mark, obviously.
There's all these expenses. Then the regular bills, your insurances, everything's coming out at once, and then you look at the light at the end of the tunnel. You think, but on that day I got this amount of money, and sometimes you can't. You chicken for the act, so you might not add a holiday. You book a holiday in advance, you pay for it outright because you know you're getting paid, and bang, something like this happens, and it puts you right out of pocket. I'll be honest.
If you was to put like a ballpark figure, what would you say?
For young prospects, I don't know about the higher you go, but a 6-round camp, I'd say you're 6-7 grand in, and that's the truth for a 6-rounder. But obviously, as you get up, I can imagine it's 20 grand, 30 grand. But for someone like myself, I'd say I'd probably invest about 6-7 grand.
Crazy, and I hope people try and understand that as well. Anything else you want to add before I let you go, Johnny?
Obviously, next fight, 29th of October. I've got a great step up in an opponent. I've got a Belgian fighter. 17 wins, I think he's about 7 losses. It's being out soon. But it's a great step up fight. I'll be looking to get him out there.
Well, I hope so too, Johnny. I look forward to seeing your career progress. Cheers for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers, bro.